thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can utilize your Cricut machine and print and cut to make a full sticker sheet using the StarCraft inkjet printable and the UV cover for it, the UV laminate cover. And I'm going to show you how you can print out a full sheet of stickers that prints out the outline of the sheet but leaves all of your individual stickers intact and gives you a really nice, really finished looking product, and just how easy it is to do it and how quick I get it done. So landing here, opening Design Space, I am going to go into a project that I already have saved, which is this one here. And this is one of the Cricut Cutie prints that I got from somewhere, and I am just going to work with this file here. I've already cut like 3 sheets of these, and I think my kids took all of them, so I am going to make a new one and hide it so they can't have it. But a trick I'm going to show you that I learned from Carly Hall is to add a square so I can make a full sticker sheet. So I'm going to go to my images and I'm going to search for a rounded square, just like this. You don't have to use a rounded square. I think it looks nicer when you cut it out. You can just use a regular square. It doesn't have to be anything special. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this square and I'm going to unlock the sizing, and I'm going to change the top to 6.75, and then I'm going to change the height to 9.25 because that is our printable area. So that would be your print restriction with Cricut Design Space. You can't do anything larger than that or it just won't send. So now I'm going to turn that white first of all, and I'm going to hit arrange and send to back. So I'm going to move these guys here and I'm going to turn them around, and we're going to get them sized on here exactly where they need to be so we can get the most out of our sticker sheet. So we're going to turn it, make sure it's nice and straight, just like that. Now these do have an offset around them already, so if I change this square to gray, you're going to see that. So they all have that white offset around them, and you can see that there's plenty of space here around each sticker to cut. So I'm going to change that back to white because if I leave it gray, it will print the whole gray square, and that's not what I want. So the next step to make this sticker sheet is I'm going to take this rounded square and I'm going to duplicate it twice, just like that. So I'm going to move these out of the way. I'm going to move my Cricut guys over here. I'm going to select these 3 squares. I'm going to hit align center. So now they are all lined up and they're all right on top of each other. And then I'm going to bring my Cricut guys back, make sure they're in the front. And I'm going to bring them over here too, just like this. And now I'm going to hit align center one more time so it centers my Cricut guys right in the middle of those squares. And I'm going to go down to the bottom here and I'm going to click attach. Now you can do this with any file that you see in here. So if we go into our images and you're just on this main page of all the images in Design Space, you can make any of these a print and cut file. So if I wanted to take this thank you file right here and insert that, and I'll move our project out of the way. If I wanted to make this right here, and with the new offset feature, if I wanted to make that one thing, I'm just going to go right up here to this offset and you can see that it connects it. The only part that's not really connected right there is that heart, but if you just increase the size of this just a little bit, you'll be able to do that. So that is 0.3. If I do 0.35, now that heart is connected right here, and that will make one file. So if that's what you wanted to do, you can do that with any of the files in Design Space or any that you upload as well. You can create them. There's tons of great sticker bundles like on Design Bundles. I know there's a brand new sticker bundle, which is a great, there we go. Now my offset is there. It's a great bundle. I think it has 10 different packs or so of the printable stickers. There's stickers for small businesses. There's thank you stickers. There's planner stickers. I mean, Working with Print and Cut in Design Space is relatively easy and you can make a ton of stuff. It works great with printable HTVs as well. So you can do this same concept with printable HTV and you can put whatever you need on your shirt. So you're not limited at all when it comes to Print and Cut and stickers. But my favorite new thing is to make these almost like die cut stickers with the StarCraft printable and the laminate that goes over the top. So I am going to send this to my printer to print, and I'm going to show you some settings that I like to use. Right now, Cricut is taking a little longer to load things. I think this banner has popped up every time I've printed a sticker sheet so far this week, which is okay. Just let it spin for a minute. But you can use for the StarCraft printable transfers, the vinyl, the printable vinyl. You can use any inkjet printer that you have. You wouldn't want to use a laser printer on this. It is made for inkjet, and I'll show you the package to these while these stickers are printing and cutting. So here I'm ready to go, so I'm going to click continue, and then you're going to come to this screen, and the first thing that it's going to tell you to do is send it to your printer. Now when I send it to the printer, a few things I do. One, I have to wait for this box to pop up, but there it is. I often turn my bleed off if I have an offset. So you remember I showed you each of these little Cricut guys has a white offset around them. So I'm not going to leave my bleed on because the white is already around it. Now, if I didn't have an offset and I was cutting right next to these guys, I would add a bleed, because what that does is it basically extends your color for each of your images, so when it cuts directly around it, you're not going to see a white border. So in this instance, I don't need it. I'm just going to turn it off, and then I'm going to select Use System Dialog, and once I hit Print, then what will happen is my printer settings are going to show up here behind my screen. So with my printer, I'm just going to select Photo Glossy Paper, and that automatically switches my quality up to best. All printers have different paper options. My suggestion is usually the photo glossy paper because it's a thicker paper. It's going to pull this through pretty easy. And then make sure your quality is set to best so you get really good color. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to send this to print. And as soon as it's done printing, I will show you just how easy it is to put the laminate on, and we can get it ready to cut out. So now that my sticker sheet has printed, it prints out like this. If you've never printed with Cricut before, you'll see that there is this solid black box around. That is the registration box. So that's how your Cricut is going to know where exactly to cut these out. Now I'm going to set this over here, and we're going to talk about the options for the printable. When you go to the 143 Vinyl website, there are 3 options under the inkjet printable. You're going to need at least one of them, and it's this one. It is the matte inkjet printable permanent adhesive vinyl. It says here, print with a standard inkjet printer and apply to smooth, clean, dry surfaces. It does have some printing and care instructions here on the front sheet as well. This right here is just the printable vinyl. So this is what you need to print on. The other 2 options that you'll see on the site are the matte UV laminate and the gloss UV laminate. So they're about the same. The packaging looks about the same. There's not much different information on here. One has a matte finish, one has a glossy finish. This is to be used over the printable adhesive vinyl. So I'm going to show you how to do that. It's basically a protective layer. So if you wanted to use just this layer and not put this over it, you can do that too. But your stickers are not going to be protected from being washed or anything like that. But if you're putting your stickers in a planner or on something that's never going to get wet, this is completely fine. But since I, one, don't trust myself with non-protected stickers and don't know what I'm going to put them on, I'm actually going to use the matte UV laminate, and I'm going to put it over my stickers before I cut it. So I have my sheet here, and this is the laminate sheet, and you'll know if you take these home and you take them out of the package, there's a difference in the backing. So if you're not sure that you have the laminate, because you can't print on this with an inkjet printer, it'll just kind of sit on the surface and wipe off. But you can see here the printable vinyl has the blue backing and the laminate covers. Both glossy and matte have the gray backing. What I'm going to do is, it's real simple. I'm just going to take one of my pin tools here, and I'm just going to peel back one of the corners just a bit, just enough so I can pick it up. And since this printable sheet is not all the way to the corners, that's going to be okay. So what I do is I just bend a corner back like this, and I'm going to line it up on my printable vinyl just the best that you can so you get it to cover all the way. So just like that. And then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to grab where I bent this, and I'm going to take my squeegee tool from 143 vinyl as well, and I'm just going to burnish this down, and I'm just going to guide it and so it comes off of the paper on its own. So on the other side, I'm just pushing up against the UV laminate, and I'm just pushing it on there so it sticks, just to kind of guide it flat so we don't get bubbles, and get it onto the paper where it needs to be. Just like that. Through the end here. And now my stickers are covered. So they give a matte finish, and you can feel when you put this on, it does make the stickers a little bit thicker. So for this, I've learned when it comes to what kind of printer you're going to get, you're going to have the best luck with the gravity feed printers. I know I'm not new to Print and Cut, I'm not new to Cricut or the printable vinyl, but I ended up getting a new printer because the one I had originally wouldn't feed this up and around through the back feed. So I have a HP DeskJet Plus. It is the 4155 series, and it does have that rear gravity feed printer. It prints the StarCraft printables great. That's not saying that no printers will work with the rear feed, but I know mine did not, and I believe I had a HP Photo Envy. So it worked great for everything else, but it wouldn't feed my StarCraft, and I use it too often to not have that work. So now that this is on there, I'm going to go ahead and put it on my Cricut mat, and I'm going to line it up the way that it was printed. So I know when I had Design Space up, the way it showed on the printer was that it printed this way. So when it came out of my printer, this one right here needs to be in the top corner. So I'm going to line up my sheet here, put it in just like that, and I'm just going to stick it down on my mat, and it's ready to cut. You can find all of the cut settings on the 143 Vinyl website. For the StarCraft printable with the laminate on top, it does suggest you cut it on light cardstock and you cut it twice. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it in my Cricut machine, I'm going to cut it, and then I will show you what it looks like after it's cut. So my stickers are done printing, and now you can see the reason why we add those boxes around is now if I pull this outside part, I'm going to be left with a full sheet of stickers that can just stay together. And it's nice and rounded on the corners. It's a nice solid sheet of stickers, and it will work great for storage. So sometimes you might get some spots that are a little tough to pull off, so I'm just going to kind of grab it there. Just a liner. And flip my mat over and pull from the back side, and you can see that the individual stickers did not cut through my backing. So I have this whole sticker sheet here of these stickers that will peel off individually. Just bend it back and peel them off, just like that, and they can stay on their nice printed sheet. So these stickers are really good quality. They have that die-cut sticker quality to them. I know I use some of the popular websites to get my stickers printed, but with this option, it's definitely a little easier to do at home. So, as always, if you liked this video, don't forget to like and comment. If you have any questions or need any help, feel free to reach out to us in the group or to me individually. We're always here to answer your questions. And as usual, thanks for watching, guys.